I have this book that I purchased. It's called The 101 More Read Aloud Classics. I decided to read Pinocchio from this book. Mocha Girl 3 was so interested that she asked to know about the rest of the story. Honestly, I don't remember exactly how the story goes. I went on LibriVox. .com, I believe. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. There are a lot of books that are free in the public domain are being read out loud. I was sort of kind of listening to the story in the background as my daughter was listening to it, and I was really surprised at how different the children's story was developing that was written so long ago as compared to the children's stories I tend to read aloud to my kids now. I noticed that the characters were a lot more layered, a lot more real, a lot more flawed, and the consequences that the children in the story had to face were a lot more severe. And it really reminded me of a school of thought I've read from a person called Charlotte Mason. She sort of has a philosophy for education, and specifically home education, that is the foundation of a lot of curriculum that's written for homeschooling today. She really talks about the need to introduce fairy tales and old school literature to our children for that very purpose. I feel like a lot of the characters we've developed for children have become very whitewashed. There's always a happy ending. Even if the consequence to an action is severe, it always works out. But that's really not a reflection of real life. And if you think about older books, when they were written, people were living in much harsher conditions, and there were dire consequences to not obeying. These days, it's not that the consequences are not dire, but we tend to believe that maybe our children are too delicate in their young age to be able to handle serious things. Their world is full of the rainbow castle that shines and glows, and the prince came and swooped down and rescued everybody, and everyone lived happily ever after. Another thing I noticed about Pinocchio was that, Geppetto, as a parent, had some serious issues. I mean, he had poor impulse control, and even when he was interacting with other adults, I think the story opens up with him getting into an altercation with another adult, and they get into a physical fight, and they end up repenting and getting back on track. But gone is the kind of Brady Bunch parent that,
okay, dear, you broke my $3,000 really expensive vase and shattered it to a million pieces because you were playing football in the living room. You really shouldn't do that, dear.
I think we build the kind of parents we would like to be, or the kind of parents we think would produce the perfect children or the best situation for our children, but we don't necessarily describe in our children's stories anyone that's really real. So that's it for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching. Be blessed.
You're homeschooled, so you're socially awkward, you're shy, you don't know how to act around people, you feel uncomfortable, you're weird, you're hard to talk to, all that stuff. And that is actually